Okay, so here's a quick rundown of gold. I guess I'll start on the 4 hours. All right, so on the 4 hours, here is the major area that I have zoned off right here. This was the last um, higher low, and right now, gold has been on an uptrend. Recently, it's been forming um, lower highs and lower lows on the smaller time frames. But it still hasn't broke this level of structure for the 4 hours, with this being the last higher low. So it's approaching that area um, right now, but we just got to see if it's going to get down that far. And on the 1 hour has these sharp impulses to the downside. Um, this is the last one right here, but it wasn't as great as the ones over here. But this last impulse, I did my fib from there, but if we do it from here, it hit negative 61.8 and then did a pullback up to this previous level of support here and then continued downward. Um, I have this right here mainly for um, to fill in that gap and to know that this was a area of interest that could come back and be retested, which it was retested here to continue um, down, breaking this trend line right here. So this is what I was looking for yesterday. I could erase that. All right. So hmm, what I was hoping would happen is we get a retest of the trend line, which would also line up with this level right here and this trend line that I drew right here. This trend line was over here first, but since price has moved, I went ahead and adjusted it. Um, so I'm looking for and hoping that price comes back up here to retest this. This will give me um, a clearer entry to go ahead and take down to TP1. Price could potentially go down to TP2 here because there is a trend line I have up under here. And right at the bottom of the zone is where that 4 hour level is. So it could potentially reach down there, like um, kind of aggressively, like since there are things that's pulling price to that area. It could be a lot of liquidity around there. So um, even though price moved fairly aggressively over here, uh, on this side, it does have this sharp impulse down, but it has a pretty deep pullback for the the size of this structure. And then right here, a pretty deep pullback. So it looks like it's pulling back to the areas of support, the last areas of support. Um, so for here, I mean, it's at the last area of support, but it didn't break it enough for me to continue this break and then pull back to that level. So for this one, I'm thinking the break and the pullback would be of this trend line. So we'll just have to see.